Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for joining today. Today we bring you the third episode of Empower series, and today we are going to discuss about Microsoft Copilot. I'm your host for today and the speaker to take you through the possibilities of what AI technology can bring it to your business, and we will ensure that you get something amazing out of this session today and apply into your business with a great impact. Along with me today, we have Josh Burgess as a guest speaker. Josh is a senior figure in Microsoft, and Josh is a solution architect assisting partners in business applications. It is my pleasure to have Josh today as a speaker. I know Josh from my early days in Australia when we were getting into Microsoft business application space, working along with Telstra. And at that time, Josh was partner enable manager at Telstra Microsoft relationship. And it has been a great support since then, what Josh has provided. So when I requested Josh to speak about Copilot and he raised his hand, and today here we are to talk about Microsoft Copilot. Now there is a great buzz about Microsoft Copilot, and we would have heard about Copilot in productivity tools. But today we are going to go further deep into Microsoft Copilot for business applications. Whether you are onto Microsoft business applications or any other business applications, Copilot do connect across it. So Josh is going to talk through about what is available in Copilot for businesses, for business applications. And before we go ahead, if you have any questions or queries during these sessions, feel free to type in the chat box and we will get answer through with Josh. And if time permits, I would be taking through Copilot Studio on how you can create your own Copilot and a couple of use cases around it. So over to you, Josh.
All right, thanks, Vinay, and yeah, great to be working with you again, and thanks for the invitation to jump on today. So I just take control. All right, so yeah, one of my favorite topics these days to be speaking about. It's about everyone is talking about Copilot these days at Microsoft, and it's certainly got a lot of buzz. And just thinking back now, when I first started using Copilot, even the early days when I was using ChatGPT, I think we've all kind of been blown away with the progression of AI, and kind of look at it 12 months later now, we've basically got Copilot in every single app within D365. So well, today we hope to take you through a bit of the detail behind what Copilot is, specifically looking at Copilot for service and Copilot for sales, and also how that differentiates from the Copilots which you see in D365. And most of you probably have heard of or used Copilot for M365. So lots of Copilots throughout the Microsoft products. So today will hopefully provide some clarity in terms of what Copilot does what, and we'll touch on a little bit of licensing. Not a licensing expert, but hopefully we'll give you some clarity there. So basically looking at Dynamics 365 now, it's basically the world's first AI-driven ERP and CRM solution end-to-end. So you're getting very rich Copilot experiences for no additional cost baked into D365 apps. So you can do some amazing things. Like I've had a heavily focus on D365 customer service late, and specifically looking at how it interacts with knowledge bases, be able to have that prompt to query knowledge bases, knowledge base articles, saves a lot of time specifically, and even little things like summarizing cases has a great impact on the ability to streamline those agent use cases when seconds matter. And that kind of extends into the world of Copilot Studio, which is really, really powerful to basically build your own Copilots that I know Vinay will touch on at the end. So moving on. So as I said before, Copilot's basically baked into D365 apps. So you kind of think, well, I might not be using D365, but I still want that rich Copilot experience. So if you use as a Salesforce, ServiceNow, Zendesk, we've now got Copilot for sales and we've got Copilot for service. So literally these will connect the M365 Copilot world into those applications. So it'll be in all those touch points that you use, such as Teams, Outlook, and Office. All those applications essentially will be connected into your CRM of choice, and that gives you considerable productivity enhancements as well. So these copilots are also able to be used within Dynamics as well. So the best way to think about that is to think of Copilot for sales and Copilot for service as a connector into that M365 Copilot, literally connecting those two worlds together. And we'll jump into a lot more detail too in terms of how that looks and runs. So we do have a video that we'll jump into just to give you a bit of an idea in terms of what Copilot for sales looks like.
Microsoft Copilot for Sales is your AI assistant in Microsoft 365 that makes selling easy. Spend less time on mundane tasks and more time closing deals with AI you can trust. Microsoft Copilot for Sales connects to Salesforce Sales Cloud and Microsoft Dynamics 365 Sales to bring CRM insights and next-generation AI across productivity workflows. In Microsoft Outlook, Copilot summarizes email threads, saving you time and effort managing your inbox. Copilot also helps you respond to customer emails, extracting relevant sales data from your CRM platform, such as product names, units, and prices. This saves you from having to manually search for the information you need. You can save emails to your CRM platform with a few clicks, effortlessly tracking your customer interactions for your team and manager. Copilot for Sales also lets you update contact, opportunity, and account details, which sync automatically to your CRM platform. When collaborating with colleagues on a deal, you can quickly surface and share contact details in a Teams chat, or bring people together in a deal room to work together and progress the deal forward. When it's time to meet with the customer, Copilot provides a summary of past meetings and emails in Teams, as well as real-time sales tips, competitor information, and suggested answers to questions during the meeting. After the meeting, Copilot summarizes your discussion and provides an analysis of your call and recommended tasks, keeping your team informed and your customers engaged. Microsoft Copilot for Sales brings sales data, insights, and recommendations into the flow of work to transform the way sellers sell. Try Sales Copilot today and see the difference for yourself.
Awesome. So just kind of digging in a little bit deeper in terms of some of the differences here. So if you're used to using D365 sales, you might have had to play around with the Copilot, which is already baked in. So there are some key differences there between the Copilot experience you get within D365 sales and Copilot for sales. So specifically, as you kind of saw in the previous slides, you get Copilot for sales. It will actually connect to the likes of Salesforce, where Copilot in D365 sales just basically works with D365 sales. So specifically, if you're not using D365 sales, as I did mention before, you can get that complete Copilot experience in your M365 environment via Copilot for sales. So the best way to sort of think of it is like a connector, which connects those worlds, as I spoke about before. So if you think about tool licensing as well, which we'll step into, there are the ability to step up. So if you already, for example, got D365 Premium, then there is a step up SKU, which basically fills in that gap, giving you that full Copilot for sales experience. So just sort of breaking this down in terms of the way it's licensed. So I did mention before, if you get if you start off with D365 Sales Premium, you can step up to Copilot for Sales by basically getting that M365 subscription for $30 US. So that will give you that full Copilot connected experience. If you've got D365 Sales Enterprise or Professional, then you need to get the full Copilot for Sales to give you that full Copilot experience connected into M365. And this will show you the different capabilities you get between the different options that you might go for. So a bit of a matrix is trying to make this a little bit simpler in terms of what you need to buy to get Copilot for Sales. So basically, as I said before, if you follow this matrix across the top, you've got Sales Professional, Sales Enterprise. You don't have M365, then you need to get the full Copilot for Sales to sort of complete that puzzle, to have that full experience. And the same thing before, if you've got Sales Premium and you don't have M365, then you get the step up, as I mentioned before. So these are all the different combinations, which covers most scenarios. So I think if you're ever thinking about what you need to get to the full Copilot for Sales, this will sort of help you out. So keep this up your sleeve.
So Josh, one question over here, if you can go back to the previous slide.
Yep.
The pricing seems to be in a US dollar. Is that true?
Yeah, these are all US dollar prices.
Okay, just for the clarity, because we would have a lot of audience from Australia today, and we just want to be sure that it is a US dollar pricing. So an equivalent Australian dollar pricing will be also available.
Yep, correct.
Thank you.
All right, so yeah, basically, when you look at Copilot for Sales or Copilot for Service, there's a prerequisite here that you must have Copilot for M365 is kind of a key to point out. And yeah, literally that will then extend the world of M365 Copilot to consume data from your CRM of choice, whether it be Salesforce, whether it be Dynamics. It works with Zendesk and ServiceNow. So basically enables that Copilot experience right across your M365 platform for your easy access. So we'll dig a little bit deeper. So you're kind of thinking, well, I might be a user of Copilot for M365. Is that enough? So this is what Copilot for M365 will give you in a seller's data life typical scenario. So it will still give you the ability to summarize emails and chats. It'll be able to basically give you some enhancements within Teams, for example. So you also do email generation, but it's still only limited to the data which is in M365. So if you're basically looking to extend that, and this is where the magic happens, you can switch Copilot for Sales on, and that's going to be able to connect your CRM to this journey. So if you look at this use case, basically from this point on where you work with opportunities, you'll be able to literally be able to pull in product information, compete information. You'll be able to prepare specific customer meeting briefs within PowerPoint, for example. So literally allows Office to talk to your CRM. So it pulls all that information in, even to generating emails, replies to customers, even Copilot for Service, you can auto-generate emails from Outlook. So very, very powerful to have those systems connected through Copilot for Sales or Service. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight some of the functionality you get from Copilot for Sales. So again, I kind of spoke about it earlier, but you get that ability to summarize an email. So we all hate reading through long emails, but literally Copilot will allow you to summarize that, but also enrich it with data from your CRM. So it might be regarding a specific account, it might be to detail opportunities, it might be able to suggest specific details such as upsell options or insights into that account in terms of budgets and whatnot. So it saves you literal round trips going to your CRM, reading through the account information, getting up to speed. All that information becomes very timely when you're working with accounts and customers, and the ability to present that all summarized, so using AI to summarize, saves you a lot of time in terms of going backwards and forwards. So you're looking at all that email enrichment, summarization. You're getting sales-specific information again about the customer. You're getting links to Copilot for Sales as well, and even related records. So everything you can kind of think you want and need when you're looking at customer emails or contacts, specifically gets surfaced within Outlook itself. Two, when you're drafting emails as well to customers, literally you'll be able to allow you to enhance that email and make it more meaningful in terms of understanding the customer's intent. So Copilot for Sales will actually know the customer in terms of potential products they might need or opportunities, and help you draft emails specifically detailing products and services which would be of interest to them. So the next one is the word generation. So you might be needing to prepare a sales meeting brief for a customer. So from here, you can generate all the details and insights about the customer. Might be some key interactions that have happened. So it's blending all the CRM insights basically within your CRM, making it available within the Copilot within Word to basically generate this meeting brief. So saving a lot of time there. We'll touch on the roadmap, but I do know there is an RFP ability to generate answers. I'm pretty sure anyone who's worked on RFPs is going to really enjoy that in terms of filling out those RFP documents. So next thing is how it works with Teams. So yeah, interesting to see how it can basically come in and help you out when you're in Teams calls. So again, a lot of this stuff, Copilot isn't intended to be an autopilot. So a lot of people get confused with AI and the expectations that it's not there to automate your workflow. It's there to complement your workflow and your process. So whenever you think about mundane tasks, if you look at technology, in a generalist way, it's always been about trying to optimize or automate the mundane tasks. So it's there to summarize, it's there to go to other systems, get information, provide it to you. It's there to basically give you more time back in your day. So yeah, another example of this is basically within a Teams meeting, you might be talking to a customer. It's going to surface specific opportunity details. It even can listen in to hear if there's a competitor product mention, where it basically can surface up specific details about that product. So it's like your little personal assistant, which can be there to help you on calls with customers. Looking at Teams meeting recap as well. So it can actually suggest updates to your CRM and create tasks. So if you're basically at the end of a sales call and you need to get back to the customer with a piece of information, or it might be a quote, you can actually use Copilot to create an activity or a task there for you to complete. So again, saving a lot of time. Same thing with sales conversations. You'll actually look at KPIs in terms of analyzing how you went in terms of whether you talked too much or didn't ask enough questions, but give you sort of feedback there in terms of how that meeting went or that sales call. Okay, so I did touch on the roadmap. So a lot is happening in this space, specifically with sales and customer service. So again, I did speak about some of the new capability which is coming. So some of the things which have been of demand have been along the lines of even the adoption. So looking at how specifically people are using once it's basically switched on. You are getting your own Copilot dashboard coming, well, April, May timeframe. So I believe it is in preview at the moment and gradually being deployed out. So similar to Copilot for M365, you can see the adoption impact which Copilot for Sales is having within your sales user base. But yeah, things like RFP responses, big time saver there in terms of generating answers to questions and you kind of see where AI is going in terms of allowing you to not only summarize information, get information from your CRM, but also help you with RFP responses, which I think is going to be great. Great to see. But yeah, looking at that roadmap, it's really rich in terms of features coming out. So looking forward to getting my hands on some of those features when they're made available. Okay, it's going to shift gears now. So looking at Copilot for Service. So yeah, Copilot for Service, as I did mention before, works with Zendesk and ServiceNow. So basically connects the M365 Copilot to those applications. So it's going to basically allow you to infuse AI within those applications into Office or M365, allowing you to respond to customer queries, service requests from Outlook and Teams. So effectively too, you can also create your own Copilots, so specifically using Copilot Studio. So you can extend this into the world of Power Automate, and you can start allowing some self-service tasks. So you kind of think of scenarios where the customer might be requesting some information, they might be wanting to troubleshoot a device. So basically with Copilot Studio and Service, you can actually use that self-service functionality to close those tickets before they're even created. So a bit of an overview of the licensing details for Copilot for Service. So similar to Copilot for Sales, in that it's literally an add-on SKU for CS Enterprise, for Customer Service Enterprise. So you do need to have Customer Service Enterprise. Otherwise, you can basically just have Copilot for Service and connect that to Zendesk and ServiceNow. All right, so yeah, just going to go over a bit of the functionality here. A few key features that I really like. So things like the ability to train Copilot. So for example, you can upload a SharePoint document. There might be information on a procedure that you have. You can actually train Copilot on new knowledge and basically allow it to answer questions on your behalf. And you can deploy this to your website or within Teams, for example. Another great one is that summarizes support cases. So some of these support cases can get quite lengthy and have numerous emails or activities on them. So you can use Copilot to basically summarize all that information on the actual case to give you a good idea in terms of what's going on. The other one is generating email responses as well. So there's literally a button to respond to the customer's issue. So from that, it will actually draft up an email specifically with suggestions on how to resolve that issue that the customer might be experiencing. So very, very powerful in terms of Copilot enhancements within Dynamics 365 and also too within the Copilot for Service and Copilot for Sales. So exciting to see. All right, so I think that's about it from me. I think I'm handing it over back to you, Vinay, now to talk about Copilot Studio. So thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Sure. Thank you, Josh. Great insights. I think a lot of time customer comes to us and when they see an icon of Copilot available in their current Dynamics instance or modern workplace instance, they try to click install and then they see they're not able to do what we are talking about, right? So it is very important that you have a right licensing. And the major confusion is between Copilot for Sales and Copilot for D365 Sales. So that is a very important thing. And not about customers. Even I got confused and I went back to my team and said that, hey, I can do it. I can see it, but I cannot execute it. And eventually we got those activated for Copilot for Sales, and now we can do a lot about it. And how interesting is that that if your business is not on Dynamics 365 business applications, you can still have Salesforce, ServiceNow, and then Zendesk. I think that pretty much cover 80% of market scenarios for the businesses where they would be using these applications for the customer interactions, either onto the sales side or customer service side of it. Great. And onto the last side of customer service, Copilot for customer service and use cases. I was doing a demonstration yesterday to one of our possible customer in Melbourne, and they are into health and one of the omni-channel customer service, and we created a chat bot through Copilot Studio. And the ability that we brought in is uh, the customer goes onto the website, starts the chat, initial pre-qualification questions happens, and then it is handed over to human. Now, when that transition happens, handing over to the human, what Copilot does is it summarizes the initial information captured for an agent to talk through. So
Yep.
the agent is not repeating that. And based on to that, it is also pulling a data from a CRM, showcasing that how they can use that case information, that customer information to help them further. So amazing use case. We have demonstrated that. And we haven't even touched on to the marketing automation. So with the customer insights, if you go into the marketing automation, there is a great power of creating customer segments with the natural language. So you can say that I want to exclude customers or contacts from this and this area, or contacts who has behavioral, like has clicked onto the email or visited websites or attended webinars and all. So a great tool when you go into the business applications. So a lot of time you might see a great use cases of Copilot into your productivity tools, but the same can be used into the business applications. A question for you, Josh. How many Copilots in total are out there at the moment?
Yeah, that's a good question. Depends on how you define it. So yeah, there's at least one in each D365 app. It's at least 8 or 9 plus Copilot.
Yeah.
And M365. So yeah, there's quite a few, more than I could probably count on my
Yes,
fingers. So
I know. There are quite a few, and it can get a bit confusing, and that's where partners like Exigo can help you getting Copilot into your business. Now, what I will do is I will take you through the Copilot Studio. So this is one step next to what Copilot can do, right? So Copilot Studios, with Copilot AI, businesses can get confused or overwhelmed with whether do we need to have our own AI team and not. But what Microsoft has done is great with Copilot Studio. With Copilot Studio, you can further extend the Copilot and build your own Copilot into it. So it is getting a lot of Copilot into a Copilot. And today I was reading a blog of one of the famous MVP, and they mentioned about you can have a bot create their own bot, or right, ask a bot to create their own bot, and that is available in Copilot. So getting quite interesting. You don't need a great skills to have that. What you need when you talk about Copilot or getting AI into the scenario is the your data, your security, and then on top of that, these AI models, how they work quite effectively. So with Copilot Studio, it gives you an ability to build your own Copilot. That is a classic case that I was discussing about a customer earlier, and I will talk about the case as well when I go to the build slide. And then you also have customize Copilot. So you can up to a first Microsoft Copilot apps, you can customize that to get further information into it. And I will be playing one video for that. And all this comes along with great control. So there is a connected platform and there is a governance along with it. So for IT administrators who has been logged into this webinar, and if they're looking into that, how do you control within this your organization? So there is a great governance allocated to this as well to manage the Copilot experience within the organization. So there is a great availability with Copilot, building your own Copilot. So when you want to build your own custom Copilot, you can use generative capabilities of it. You can use natural language capabilities of it, and also allows you to dynamically complete your task. Even it can extract information, not just the three systems that we mentioned earlier, apart from Dynamics, but it can also extend to your ERPs and CRMs, which are apart from these systems. So a classic example we are building, I could not take the customer name right now, but it is based in Melbourne and it's a membership organization. And what we are doing for this customer is this customer having more than 2 million website visits, right? So what does that mean? It's a huge amount of traffic to their website, and they also have this traffic based on season as well. So 2 million website visits, and through these visits what they want to do is the people who visits their sites, the visitor wants to know about what are the membership courses available, sorry, what are the memberships available? What are the courses available? They also have research papers and research published. So they want to go through that. So we are building a custom Copilot for them, which will help them to find all this information. And when it does this information, the Copilot interacts without an agent, finds out, goes through the information, through the PDFs, through the research papers, through the memberships, through the training courses and materials, and provide those links, and also provide them how they can buy this particular course material or register for a membership or pay for a membership. So a great use case when we are talking and building a custom Copilot through a Copilot Studio. And believe me, the Copilot Studio is not costly. Copilot Studio at the moment is somewhere around $200 Australian dollars per month. It has certain transactions cost associated with it. At the same time, we can extend this Copilot to the first party Microsoft Copilots with your own enterprise scenarios. And what I'm going to do is, rather than pictures, there would be a lot of, it is said that more than pictures, a video can tell you 1,000 stories. So let me take you through this particular video, a short video for a minute, and it will tell you about how you can build your first level, customized first level Microsoft Copilot. Great. I like two things about this video. One is a great use case of how you can build Copilot, and the music. I was playing this and few of our people in the as if they thought that I'm playing the music on Sonos. So pretty interesting. Uh, Now let's consider a few examples of how we can customize other Copilot experiences. So Copilot for service, which I was already talking about, how an agent or a bot can have Copilot into the service before even handing over to the human agent. You can have all the conversations, create conversations and assign it to the an agent so that they can take a corrective action and not ask the same questions to the customer on the other side, as well as customers can find a lot of information by themselves without having an agent intervention. It can also go to the surveys and further create the action items that needs to be done for a particular customer service case ticket and then further assign it. Then you can also create Copilot in Power Apps. So another good examples of Copilot in Power Apps, and we are doing an extensive development on this for one of our customer. I might talk about few of the customers which we are building solutions. They are not yet released considering the Copilot is quite relative. So we are developing a Voyager application for one of the company who is into shipping, and they chartered big ships to do their goods transfer to across Australia coast and up to the Asia. So they want to maximize the way they can have material. Either they are delivering it to the customer or they are bringing the material back from their supplier. And I'm talking about huge ships, container ships, those gets loaded on, and they are all chemicals, right? So we are doing a solution for them where we are using Power Apps and Copilot in it to get the best possible combination with the customer purchase orders and suppliers purchase order, customer sales orders, putting all together, being into the process industry. They do a plan for a year, and then they go down on a monthly basis to correcting and fine tuning that plan, and Copilot and Power Apps helping it. So a great use case over there. Same thing onto the delivery manager. You can have your deliveries and all those things lined up. And I have a video, but I'm not going to play this video right now. But you can create applications which can be used in field service scenarios, as well as you can also use these Power Apps and related further Copilot thing into the not connected mode as well. And then do a bit of a skip, and then Copilot in Power Pages. So now you know that Power Platform also has a Power Pages, so you can create great, beautiful looking web pages along with it, and then further extend it to the external stakeholders. And you can bring in Copilot within the Power Pages, which either can interact with your ERP solutions, or you can chat, or customer service, or sales solution. So there are quite a few examples and possibilities you can do in this scenario. So what next? Great tools, great technology available, but the question generally is, how do we start with this? So you don't need to worry. Microsoft has a lot of Microsoft assessment programs delivered through partners. So what we can assist you with is helping you get onto this journey. So depending on to what stage your business is, either you are into an initial stage where you're trying to solve a one-line problem statement, or you are trying to create a business case for a specific department use case, and you're looking forward to have a technology roadmap. Envisioning business value assessment, solution assessment is available it's a Microsoft funded programs, and Exigo Tech help you deliver that. We can also go up to a tailored demo for you. So if you have a certain use case and you want to check how it can be achieved, whether you have skills in-house or not, we can help you with the tailored demo. One important thing with Copilot is your data should be structured, your security should be in place, and then on top of Copilot. So looking into that, we have, as Exigo, also have a readiness assessment program. With this readiness assessment program, two cases we have considered. One is Copilot readiness assessment, which we come into along with you, look into your environment and make sure that your environment is properly set up and you're ready to get onto this Copilot journey. Then we also work on a couple of use cases with you, and we train you and how we can move further with use of Copilot in your organization. So we do that specific handhold exercise, and these are the assessment programs that Exigo has. And the same thing with Microsoft Fabric readiness assessment. This is more towards data and analytics, and we can have much more handholding with the how we can get onto the Microsoft Fabric scenario. And at the same time, we have certain curated resources for the Copilot. So after this meeting, we would be sharing this video on YouTube. So you can anytime log into the YouTube and have a look at this video. But people who have registered, they will also receive this resources slide so they can go through the details. Anytime if you have any query, feel free to reach out to me. Any questions? I think there are quite a large audience over here. Any questions, any queries that we can answer? We have Josh and myself available. Wonderful. Just before we go off, Josh, I have one question related to, okay, sorry, we have a question from Herline. Is there a, okay, is there a cost for the assessment? So there are two assessments. So any Microsoft funded assessments, there is no cost to the customer, but the program that Exigo has, it does have a cost associated with it, but it's not much. I can share details with you. Okay. Meanwhile, let's, Josh, do you have anything to conclude on this?
Yeah, look, I think it can be a little bit daunting in terms of how to apply Copilots to your business. I think you got to start somewhere. If you look at the capability within Copilots, it's a learning curve. sort of pick up a new capability every couple of days. There's going to be a lot of functionality there. So I think it's kind of starting on something which you've seen, which you might think is relevant, applying that to your business, and then building on that over time. And soon you'll have Copilots automating all your business processes, and you'll have heaps of time back on your hands. So yeah, very interesting to see what's happening. I think questions like don't feel like overwhelmed. You've got partners such as Vinay and Exigo Tech to help you and guide you through all different paths. So yeah, it's interesting times.
Wonderful. Thank you, Josh. And moving forward, our next event we have our next event where we would be talking about empowering individuals in finance roles. Pretty interesting. We have a senior finance representative, CFO, ex-CFO is now starting his own consulting, and he would be talking about how a technology can play a great role in individual finance person's role job. So feel free. The invites would be sent out. Please join. That would be pretty interesting, and we would be going into details of how a technology and specific Copilot and other Microsoft technologies can be applied into individual finance roles. So great next session coming up 16th of May. My contact details are available, and that's Exigo Tech across the globe. So we got presence in 6 countries and across Australia and New Zealand as well. So feel free to reach out if you need any assistance on that. That's all from our end today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time today, and I hope you had a great learning.